Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. And I thought I haven't done a full length video tutorial for a while, so I thought I'd do something a little bit different. I fancied doing an urban sketch, you know, the loose drawings you see of street scenes and stuff, inked and watercoloured up. So I thought I'd just do the full process and record it and share it with you guys, share with me my thoughts and how I'm dealing with things, that what the colours I choose, etc, etc. I'm by no means a master. I'm learning myself actually at the moment. So yeah, let's learn together. So this is a street scene. I'm not exactly sure where. I got it from Matt Gibbons, and this is just a little simple British UK street scene, which is fairly familiar to everybody that lives in the UK. I want to try and capture this place that it's recognisable, but I want to make it a bit more interesting to look at. So push things like certain shapes and angles maybe, and yeah, talk through what I'm doing as I'm doing it. So the first thing I want to do is I just want to work out where the horizon line is. So the horizon line is basically your eye level. So if you're sat on the floor, your horizon line is going to be lower. You're going to be looking up at everything. If you stood up, you know, as normal, that's kind of your eye view is the horizon line. So we can plan all of our perspective from that, whether it's 2-point or 1-point perspective. Different, more complex places will have multiple vanishing points, which is for a different day. You know, like I say, I'm still learning myself. So I try to stick to 1- and 2-point perspective, which is really quite simple. So let's just get stuck in. I'm just using a plain old 2H pencil here just to sketch some lines out. And I'm trying to work out, I mean, I want to fit it on my page without going off. So I'm trying to give myself a little thing. In fact, I'll tell you what, I haven't actually done this before, but let's just give ourselves an actual visual border there. So I'm drawing within this border. So from here we can see we're kind of just a person stood up with their camera taking a photograph. So our horizon line's fairly low, because they're fairly large, high buildings, but you can see we are kind of above the cars. So yeah, I'd say it's just a normal adult standing view. So I reckon we could just sort of pop our horizon line in about there. Nothing too heavy, nothing too detailed with the pencil. It's just a loose sketch. We'll work off it. Our vanishing point. So you can see we're kind of going at a steeper angle there for the one building, because we're coming around the corner. So I'd be sort of leaning towards, I don't want to go up too high because I'm looking at the top of the roof on the furthest building, but not the actual chimneys. I'm looking at the angle of those windows, so I've got to make sure I leave room for those chimneys. And if you look at the chimney on the second building in, that's going to be our highest point. So our highest point is kind of, I'm going to have about there. So I can't go above there. Let's do this building first, this second building in. Loose, just trying to find perspective lines which are going to be sort of marrying to my vanishing point. What I like to do is I like to actually take more time on the sketch and less time on the ink. So my ink will be really loose and free and I can have fun with it. But I want to make sure first I get those those fundamental perspectives, just so I know where they are, because you can go as loose as you want, but if your perspective's too far off, it starts to look a bit childlike. So I'm just trying to bear that in mind. So you come down there, past the horizon line, and then we're sort of coming over here, like so, for the bottom. This building obviously won't be as steep angle as that because we're coming from a vanishing point, so we're going to be sort of coming over here. So let's pop that there. You haven't got to be exact, you know. If you're too exact, if anything, you end up with boring pictures, but just get just the fundamentals in place. That's all I'm trying to do, just the absolute basics. So that's that building. Got this garage door, so we're going to be working from this vanishing point again. I'm just going to pop a little line across there, and then we've got a couple of those shutter doors, which looks like it's maybe, I don't know, some sort of warehouse or mechanic shop. There we got the arched door by there. And another arched door by there. Okay. Got a row of windows, I might pop them in. Let me just work off this vanishing point. I'm just seeing it in my head. Like I say, we haven't got to be too bang on all the time, but just so you give the idea that, you know, you kind of thought, you gave it a thought. Those windows there, like so. There's a big sign popping out the middle here, which I think is, I mean, it's just a for sale sign, but it's going on. It is going on because it's in my image. It's like a satellite dish coming off there. And then we got some like markings on the roofs at the top there, and this building sort of raises up just a touch there. Like so. Right, the back here now, and we just bring this down a bit. Again, I'm using another vanishing point. I'm actually, this one's going to be all going to a vanishing point as well, so it's just basic 2-point perspective, you know, you learn it in like first year high school. If you're listening, of course. Like aerial going on there. And there's a big aerial of some sort up there, which I'm just gonna make up. Goes there. Even windows, I mean, I don't usually just even count the windows, but seeing as I'm doing a video on it, I'm at least going to get my sketch right. So the bottom of this building is going to be about by there. It's going to need to run off that windows line there, so it makes it easy for me. I think some sort of pub going on. Sign there, and we got some windows, 1, 2, 3, 4, some larger windows. 4 again. Over there. There's a bit of a path coming as it comes around the corner, and then we're sort of remembering this vanishing point. You haven't got to be a slave to the vanishing point or the perspectives you see either. Of course you haven't. In fact, I advise you to push it even further and create your own vanishing points if you want to add, more life, energy to your pictures. It's kind of like caricature. You can sort of push things, exaggerate things more for a more stylized kind of view. So as we go more into the distance, kind of just losing focus, and it's not going to be that important to us. Our main focus is the front buildings. These two, and maybe a car or two. Right, okay, so we've got some tricky stuff left, which is, of course, it's the cars, and I do want to include them, and I maybe want to put a person on as well. Just put that bin and that bush in. I don't know why, but there's something very British about the good old wheelie bin. I'm just going to pop it in. Right, cars, yeah, cars are an issue. I've never drawn cars in my life, but I kind of just use like a box and then just go for it, to be fair, from the vanishing point. So say our vanishing point is sort of in line with this curb. They're coming off the curb, so they're going to be a little touch more that way, and more up there. And I just want to create a box, like a cube, to pop the car into. Because once you get that cube, you've got the perspective of the car in place, so you can kind of just, you go wing it, unless you're an expert car drawer, if that even exists, then just have fun. No one's really checking. But our windows are sort of running with the line, our vanishing point, so we're okay. We're okay. We've gone off our little page a little bit, that's fine. That will do, a little aerial there. Shall I do the other car? I'm not going to bother. Nah, I'm going to do a person by here instead. I'm going to do a person just walking. I'm going to have to make this person up, so I'm just going to do a little head. their back. Kind of hunched over, hair there. I mean, that'll do. It's quite fun, quite cartoony. There's some little railings up there which I kind of want to add. That's about it. That's about it. Obviously we got some lines going there for the old road markings. And we got this little funky design here, which I think I'm just going to put some lines there, but it's fairly easy to do. I'll do something what's called or known as fake detail. So there's the sketch done. I'm just going to use my Parallel pen. I don't think there's any ink in that one. So it's a Pilot Parallel pen. I got this sticker on just to let me know that this was the current one I'm using. Is there any ink in there? Yeah. So it's quite a funny nib, but you just hold it like a normal pen, only on the side. So you kind of draw in with the corner of it, and you can refill it with permanent ink. I've got platinum carbon ink in here, so that's what I'm going to be using. And I've decided, literally just now, that I'm not going to bother inking those back houses and possibly this one. So I'm going to start here for now and see how we go. Now, I like to be loose. You know, we all have different styles, and mine tends to prefer the loose style. So the looser the better for me, all the way. I wish I could be a little bit more loose, to be fair. Sometimes I get a bit stiff and tight, and I don't know, it shows through on your pictures. Which, being a character artist, is kind of, I just really wasn't expecting it. I didn't think I would struggle with that part of things, when exaggeration is kind of my thing. But obviously buildings is it's a different ball game altogether. Right, we got some sign there, we got some lights. And you can see that I'm not a slave to my sketch. I'm just going with the flow, but having that sketch there allows me to just be a bit looser, with confidence that, you know, the fundamentals are sort of down. Just a bit of shadow at the top of those pillars. So this little area I didn't really focus too much on. I kind of just breezed past it, so I've got myself a bit lost here, because I don't remember it in the sketch, because I didn't really pay attention to it. So I'm just doing what they call false detail. I'm just literally just throwing in some random shapes along my vanishing point line. It's the main two buildings that I'll probably focus most on. And now this is like kind of, again, false detail, just moving the pen across in some sort of rhythmic pattern, just to create some kind of texture like they have. I must have to be confused here now. Right, okay. Yeah, I have got myself confused. I thought I did. I got myself confused of where the window is and where it's not. Whatever, we'll just go with the flow. Sky dish by there. Line there. Now you can see I purposely scratchily put that in at a bit of a wonk. But absolutely intentional. Although it's not always absolutely intentional. Right, this is going to be the bush hanging over, so little door there. Let's try and get these windows. Let me do this sign first. So, and then let's pop in our windows now. If I can work out what I have done here. Okay, so this garagey type roller shutter door. Now you probably noticed that I'm not being as stiff with my line art as I was with my sketch, and that's because I just wanted to make sure in the sketch that, you know, kind of had a basic grasp of that I knew what I was doing, and I'm not 3-year-old. It's like a fine line with urban sketching. You know, I see some and they genuinely look like they've been done by a 3-year-old, but it still looks good. But yeah, it's not my style. So fake detail here. Let's do this guy. I mean, I want him to look quite fun and quite quirky, so happy with that. More fake detail. Because there's a lot going on there which I just completely disregarded, but there you go. Fill it in like so. Put a bit of crosshatch in these darkest areas. Okay. Right, the car. Oh no. The car. I mean, I'm not even bothering trying to get this right because I wouldn't have a clue anyway. So I'm just trusting my sketch, really. I'm just literally just following my lines, pushing some more than others. Come back for this part. I mean, I know my perspective's on, so that's one bonus, I suppose. Okay, don't know what car that is. I'm gonna put a bit of darkness around the top there. Maybe underneath there. I don't even know why. Curb. As wonky as you like. And I'm gonna do this part only because I really want the lollipop crossing. I want it in there. So, as I go further back, the detail absolutely matters less to me. As you can tell. A little line there and a line there. Some sort of reeling on top. I mean, I'm just pushing it now, looking for extra little things. I think it's kind of like some sort of false detail bit going on there. I mean, what else would I add? Probably add some telephone wires and stuff. Might actually have to just... I'm going to have to do it because it's irritating me more than anything. So, it's going in. Simple as that. Right, I think let me just check there's no dark bits I want to just get in. I want to get some dark bits in, so I'm gonna cross hatch them in, like so. Well, I know this is all dark, but I'm not colouring all that in. I'll get that with the paints. bush, maybe a few bricks here and there. A few bricks scattered around the place. So, quite happy with that really, that'll do. Bit of a side line going up there. If you use the side of this brush you get big, thick, rather extreme shadows. So. And here he goes, this is where he goes to overboard and he won't stop. This is the point where I need somebody to come and take the pen off me. Right, that'll do, I'm putting the pen down. It's down, hang on. Let's go in with a fine liner. Just get some, let's just look for some extra silly little things. Just extra little silliness which might add to the eye without ruining it. Too much up there, it's not important. What does that say on the sign? I can't exactly see. I'm just going to do I'm just going to do what I think it says and D this. Okay. Some scribbly wibbles there, which look not important, but actually just add to the noise. And there's a window I've missed out there. All these little extra little marks I'm putting on here, I think at the end they're the sort of marks I go, ooh, yeah, gives it a little something extra, you know, just thickening up some parts, like these sills. Fake detail, make it look like it's something when it's not. There. Fake detail, and I don't know what that says, but it's now called the Victoria. Don't know why, that's what I saw. So I just got to sign this baby and then paint it, and it's done. need to put these pens down. Just noise, literally just noise. Okay, that'll do. Right, putting the pen down. Put the pen down. Nah, it's gone. God, I just gotta sign it though. So I'm just gonna pop a signature. By here. And let it dry, and then give it a paint, bring it to life with colour. So I'll when I do colour this in, I'll record the whole thing, and yeah, quite enjoyed doing an urban sketch tutorial. Anyway, thanks for watching. Cheers, guys.